Good Lord, acid rain.
Hey, so you're saying you're 105 miles away from that train derailment in Ohio. You guys are in trouble. I think that we're all in trouble. I think that this is going to be much, much larger of a problem than what they're currently reporting it is. And I'm scared. I'm scared for you guys. I'm scared for myself. I mean, in reality, I'm not that far. I'm Chicagoland area, you know. This is going to be widespread. That being said, FEMA's not around. The Red Cross isn't around from what I understand. So how can we help? I'm a small creator. I have like 1,000 of y'all following me. But this is TikTok. Maybe it'll make its way around. Maybe it will find its way to a big creator. I know you guys need help. What can we do? Let us know, and maybe TikTok can do its thing, and we can get you guys the help that you deserve as Americans, because we can't rely on the government or the media or anybody else to do that right now, it seems.
I don't ask for help, but I'm going to ask for help. And I'm going to ask for TikTok to do its thing. With regards to the train derailment in Ohio, anyone in North America right now, stay out of the rain. There's reports coming in from Nebraska that it's eating shit, that people's skin in the rain. Stay out of the rain.
Y'all, I got a DM. Okay, hey man, I'm an environmental scientist living and working in Montreal right now. I seen your video in the fallout plume. I just want to give you a bit of a further info for any further videos. After doing some testing, the fresh snowfalls around the area are reaching pH levels around 4 to 5, which can be classified as acidic precipitation. Also, within the same snowfalls, we're measuring contaminants ranging between 1,400 and 1,800 parts per million. To put that into perspective better, a pH of 4 or lower will kill most fish, and water with a contaminant part per million above 500, and they're right now finding 1,400 to 1,800 parts per million. Water with a contaminant part per million above 500 is considered unfit for consumption. This is newly gathered data, and I feel without a platform myself, I'm unable to do anything about it. There's little to no coverage of it in the media, and what you're doing to get the message out is what needs to be done in times like this. This is even crazier. Another thing I have to add, well, yes, there is vinyl chloride in the atmosphere and hydrochloric acid in the cloud systems. A lot of what's being found on the ground actually contains phosgene. Now, this sounds legit because in my last video from the Washington Post, they said that phosgene was one of the chemicals that's released when the vinyl chloride is burned. So this makes sense. This is lining up with the Washington Post article. A lot of what's being found on the ground actually contains phosgene. This was used as a chemical weapon in World War I, very unsafe to be around. Levels we are seeing are not enough to quickly cause long-term effects, but definitely enough to make people sick and cause further complications later in life. Holy shit, man. I messaged this guy. I want to do a podcast with this guy ASAP and find out more of what he has to say. And any other environmental scientists out there who are doing testing live in the field, please DM me. I would love to talk to you and see if you have any other data that's lining up with this fellow. And please, in the comments, let me know if what he is saying makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. It lines up with what that Washington Post article was saying, but let me know. And follow me here for more updates on this as I get more information.
Alex, you got to see this. I've got some overhead cams.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm just going to shut up.
Okay. So vinyl chloride, which I'm pointing at here, vinyl chloride, and for those on the radio, I'm showing a molecule of vinyl chloride. It contains hydrogen, carbon, and chlorine. That's it. Just those three elements. Vinyl chloride is what was on the trains. It's considered an industrial waste, but not an insanely toxic waste product. You can deal with vinyl chloride. You can, you can put it into tanker cars and you can deal with it. You can incinerate it somewhere else in a proper hazardous waste facility. That's what was on the trains. When they set fire to it, and I learned this from Eric Coppolino, who's going to be joining us, when they set fire to it, and I've confirmed this, I have EPA documents confirming this, they created this molecule in the fire, which is on the right. This is the most toxic molecule ever created by man. It's 2378 TCDD. It's one dioxin of a class of dioxins. And you'll notice that oxygens are inserted into the center of this molecule. It has the carbons, the hydrogens, and now chlorine on both ends. 4 chlorine atoms, and that creates armor. In essence, a chemical armor where this molecule is practically indestructible like Teflon. This molecule is a disruptor of every system in the human body.
So it doesn't break down like radiation?
It will not break down. It doesn't have a half-life like radiation. It is considered a persistent bioaccumulative toxin. That's called a PBT by the EPA. Persistent means it doesn't go away. Bioaccumulative means that it accumulates up the food chain. It falls on the grass. Grass is eaten by the cows, goes into the cow fat cells. It ends up in the milk, the cheese, the meat, the eggs, and so on. And then as a toxin, it interferes with everything. Fertility. It causes cancer. It causes spontaneous abortions, deformities.
Sounds like the shot.
Problems. Exactly. But it's in a way, it's even worse than the shot because this, Alex, this gets unvaccinated people. Think about it. All the unvaccinated people, if you eat, you cannot avoid this if you're dealing with food that suffered the fallout. So
I just tested the rainwater at my house, and this sulfate right here, the color's supposed to be like purple or pink. If you ask me, it's closer to blue, which would put it down here on the end of the spectrum, meaning that there is sulfate in the rainwater. And if you look up what sulfate is, pretty much acid. So, are we having acid rain right now?
All been carefully tagged. This is the Beaver Creek watershed in regards to the East Palestine train crash. This sample I'm looking at today is from By Road. This is probably within about 2 to 3 miles of the train crash. This is the closest water that I was able to gather outside of the containment zone. Here on the right side, we have Little Beaver Creek. This is upstream from Beaver Creek before North Fork joins in. So this will be my clean sample of what our water should be. If you take a look at these two containers side by side, you can already see that the one on the left here is not only misty, it has almost the appearance of like a chilled alcohol versus this one on the right that you can see entirely through. That just looks like standard water and plastic. We already have some strips done, but I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 more. I want to record this in a continuous video so that there is no questionable doubt. This is a new strip picked at random. Dirty water. We're going to put it in the contaminated water, shake it to make sure that we get all the air bubbles out. This strip will go on the left side with the rest of the contaminated strips. The nice thing is that those ones have been cooking, so we have plenty of time to wait to see the results. This is clean water from Beaver Creek. This is what should be in our waterway. This is what our fish should be swimming in. Same test. So now if you look at all of my results here, on the left side, we have the contaminated water, in which you can see it is bleaching all of the color out of these squares, not so much actually changing what color they are, versus the right side. Look at how picture perfect these strips look. You can see that there is obviously something in this water in large quantity that is being hidden. Just go back to taking a look at these 2 containers and you decide.
So I live like 40 miles west of this derailment, and it rained last night. It turned to snow today, or whatever this might be. Anyways, I noticed these bubbles on my truck. It's not ice. Look at that. Whatever that shit is taking the clear coat right off my truck. Ohio.
I never seen snow melt and be this color. It was on every road I went on around my house.
Don't let your kids eat the ice and snow.